In this video, I will be breaking down two of the most unique formations in all of Madden. They will give you 4 receiving options to one side of the ball and create a ton of issues for defenses. It makes it super tough to align to these formations, and it is going to allow us to use some unbelievably explosive route combos to attack all over the field. This 4 to a side alignment is something that the real-life Chiefs love to do to create matchup problems for the defense and make it even tougher to contain their explosive offense. We will be breaking down Y-off trips and Trey Y Flex Str in the Chiefs Playbook, and these are two of the best formations I have used all year. Now first, we're going to look at the run game, and we're going to start with the 0-1 trap in Trey Y Flex Str. Here you have the trips to the wide side, and then after you snap the ball, you will have a guard pulling around and kicking out a D lineman. You just want to cut right behind him, get downfield, and start racking up yardage on the ground. This is one of the best runs in the game, and it is a super consistent big play threat, and it'll just give you a super explosive run element to add to these heavy pass looks that we will be breaking down in this formation. Now, the Chiefs under Mahomes and Reed have always been a pass-heavy team, but they do run the ball to keep defenses honest, and they love to mix in RPOs that add a whole nother element to their offense. And here we're going to look at our first RPO in this scheme, RPO bubble Y pop in Y off trips. So here we want to have our trips to the wide side, and we're going to have 3 main options. And the first place we look is the bubble to the outside. If they are loading the box at the snap and they only have 1 defender on the edge, then just fire it out to your bubble player right away and let him make a play in the open field. The other time you can throw this is at the snap. If you see the whole edge crashing down to stop the run, then you can throw the bubble out on the edge. Next, we have the pop pass to the tight end, and this is a great option if the whole front 7 is firing down to stop the run. Then you can just drop this in over their head. I really like this getting down into the red zone. If you have a big tight end, this is very tough to stop. Then lastly, we can just hand the ball off, and this is a really solid zone block run, and you just want to get downhill quickly. This will be run away from both of our pass options as well, so it's hard for them to have defenders staying on the wide side to stop the pass while still having enough defenders going to the weak side to stop the run. Today's video is a part of my Chiefs West Coast spread offense, where I'm recreating their scheme and showing you how you can run it in Madden 23, and I'm also going to be adding my own variations to make sure it is as effective as possible in Madden. The Chiefs have put together one of the most explosive offenses the NFL has ever seen, while being led by their 3-headed monster with Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce, and they have one of the most creative offensive minds of all time with Andy Reid at the helm. Now, if you want to check out everything else that has been released for this offense so far, I'll leave a link for the full playlist down in the description below. Now, my favorite formation in this Chiefs playbook is Trey Y Flex Str. Now, to set it up, we can actually get 4 wide receivers on the field. Before you call the play, go to your packages and go to tight end wideout. This will put a wide receiver in your tight end spot. Then you can sub out the tight end that moves to the trip side and put in a 4th wide receiver. Then for the abilities, I have route tech on my middle receiver, and he will stay in that same middle spot even if you flip the play to the other side. Then the other 2 receivers on the trip side will both have short in elite. Now, the first play we're looking at here is Jet Chip Wasp in Trey Y Flex Str, and this is our setup to attack zone coverage. Now, you might recognize this play because the Chiefs went to it in one of their biggest moments when their offense was struggling during their Super Bowl victory, and it involved Hill running a crosser from the trip side, then switching back and running towards the sideline to get in behind their defense for a big gain on 3rd and long to keep their drive going. Now, to set this up in Madden, have our trips to the wide side, then take the outside receiver and put him on a streak, then take the tight end and put him on a streak also. So after we snap the ball, we want to look to the wide side, and you will see the middle slot look like he is running a crosser. Then he will break back to the wide side, and the streak is going to pull back the deep blue defender, and you can fire this in for a really big gain along the sideline. This play does take time to develop, but if you have time in the pocket, this route will get wide open basically every time against any zone coverage for huge explosive plays down the field. Then once you hit this a few times, the user will start to sit on that route. Then we have our inside receiver running an actual crosser going to the short side of the field, and he will get in behind their flat defender for a big play as well. These 2 routes together put the user in an almost impossible spot, and if you have time, one of them will get open. Then lastly, if you're feeling the pressure or you see the whole defense starting to drop out at the snap, then you can just check it down to the running back underneath, and this is a great 3rd option on this play. Next, we are looking at Jet Chip Wasp once again, but this is how we set it up to attack man coverage. Here, trips to the wide side again, then this time put your tight end on a whip, and then you want to block your running back. Now here, the crazy route is the Wasp route, and when you combine this with route tech, it is a huge play basically every time, as long as you have time for it to develop down the field. After you snap the ball, you will see your crosser start to run across the field, but then he's going to break it back towards the sideline, and you will see a route route tech activate, and he will get great separation. You can hit him for a huge gain down the field. Then if you don't have time for the Wasp, there are 3 other great options. We have the crosser from the other slot receiver that does a great job separating for man for big gains. Then we also have the backside dig from the outside player that will do a very good job of attacking the middle once the whole D vacates to take the Wasp and the other crosser. Then lastly, we have the tight end on the whip, and this is our go-to route if they are bringing the blitz, or if we just want to get the ball out quick and let our receiver pick up rack yards underneath. Now, if you want to unlock even more for this scheme, you need to check out my website, Scheme Kings. Up right now is part 2 of this video, where I will give you 8 more plays out of these 2 formations to give you so many options to attack the defense. It includes man beaters, 1-play touchdowns to blow the top off the D, then a ton more just explosive plays to attack zone coverage. Then up on the site are all of my past schemes, like my ultimate mobile QB offense, my Alabama Nick Saban defense, and my series where I count down the top 5 offenses in NFL history. If you want to check out Scheme Kings, I will leave a link for it down in the description below. What makes the Chiefs so special is how they scheme their best players open and always find ways to get them the ball in open space. Like with Travis Kelce, who is an unbelievable weapon, and they specifically design plays to attack the intermediate areas of the field with him. First, we have vertical Y option and Y off trips, and this is great at scheming our tight end open versus zone coverage. Here, have the trips to the wide side, then take the outside receiver and put him on a comeback route. First, we want to check if it's single high, and if it is, then we want to look to the seam route first, and against cover 3, he will get wide open, and as he clears the underneath defender, you can just fire this in right away for a big play. Then if the seam isn't open, read the flat defender, and if he stays shallow and wide, then we have the tight end coming in behind him, and he will get to a great soft spot versus zone coverage. This is a great way to create an opening for the tight end, and is a really good option on any third down when you think they're going to be playing hard flats. Then if at the snap you see no flat defender taking a running back out of the backfield, then you can just quick throw it to him underneath. Then lastly, if the user leaves the middle and the whole front side of the play is taken away, then we have this backside dig that is a great 4th option, attacking where the user vacated. Then we have the play flood HB swing in Y off trips, and this is great at scheming our running back open versus zone coverage. This is a type of play the Chiefs would use all the time to get their running back vertical in the pass game and create big plays down the field. Here, have the trips to the wide side, then put the running back on a wheel route. Here we want to check the wheel first, and if they have a hard flat, then he is going to get wide and under the out route, and you can just throw the wheel as he cuts inside the flat defender. Then if they're playing their flats back, then the wheel will be wide open, and you can throw this in as he cuts up the field, and this can be such an easy completion versus zone coverage. Then if the user leaves the middle to try and take the wheel, then we have the tight end on his hitch over the middle, and this is a very good option if the user starts to play too aggressive. Then if the wheel is taken away and the user stays on the hitch, then we have this backside dig as a 3rd read, and you can fire this in as he cuts over the middle of the field. Then if your opponent comes out in cover 2, you can also be alert to the post, and he will split the 2 safeties, and you can fire this in for a really big gain down the field versus cover 2. Then a huge component of this Chiefs offense is having the deep explosive down the field pass game, and this is where Tyreek Hill made them so dangerous with his ability to get in behind any defense that they came up against. Here we'll be using PA Verts in Trey Y Flex Str, and this is a great cover 3 1-play touchdown. For this play, have our trips to the short side, then take the tight end, but remember, we actually sub in a wide receiver at this spot, so you want to have speed at this position. Then take the middle slot player, put him on a fade, and motion him in, and now he will create a stack look with the other slot. Now, once you snap the ball, you will see the tight end fade will get in behind their deep 3rd defender, and he will not react to him at all. And then you will see the deep 3rd safety will get held in the middle by the opposite side seam route, and then you can just bomb them over the top once your fade clears in behind that deep 3rd for an easy walk-in bomb. This is one of the most unique 1-play touchdowns I have found all year, and you can use it to make defenses pay if they want to sit in cover 3 all game long and be predictable. Now, mastering these 2 formations is going to be a great start for this Chiefs offense, but if you want to use this scheme to its full potential, you have to understand the abilities you need and the personnel you should use for this scheme. So if you want to learn all of that and a ton more background on this Chiefs offense, you need to check out this video right here.